Hey leaders, Mary Beth here, and thanks for tuning in to watch our monthly training videos. This month we are continuing to answer this question, how do I win as a small group leader? And so this month we are talking about connect. And connection is so important for you as a leader. Connection is a must for healthy groups, because at the core of connecting with your students is to know your students. You see, you have to know them to lead them. You have to know their names, you have to know their interests, their story, their spiritual story, but also like their life story, their backgrounds, their circumstances. You have to know them. You have to know their needs both spiritually, relationally, and emotionally. And connecting with your students paves the way for a smooth and deeper small group. You see, when you take time to connect with your students, to get to know them, it builds a foundation of trust and rapport between you as a leader and them as your students. And this allows for relationships where you can share the gospel, share gospel truth that they need to hear, that you can have a relationship where you can pray for them, the needs in their lives. You can minister to them, to their different needs, because you know what they need. See, this all comes from connecting with them. And when you know your students, you're more confident in leading because you know where they are in their spiritual journey. And so you know the truths that they need to hear in your group. And so you can tailor your group to those specific needs that they need to hear because you know them, because you've connected with them. Connection is a major component in helping students grow in their faith journey. And because we believe connection is so important, whether you're a small group leader on Wednesday or Sunday, we've created space for you to connect with your students before group. So on Sundays, you have a little bit of time before group, and on Wednesdays, you have a little bit of time to connect with them. And I know there's oftentimes running around with their friends or playing games, but this is a great time to just catch up with them and be like, hey, how's your week been? What's going on in your life? And not the kind of small talk questions that you can ask them, but really asking to get to know where they are in their life. This is so important. This time is also great to use to just be on the lookout for those students who might be sitting alone or might be in a corner on their phones, as teenagers so often can do, to just go over to those students and connect with them, to get to know them, connect them with other students in our ministry, and connect them, if you're not their leader, with their appropriate leader. This time before our groups is so helpful in connecting with them. A few other ways that you can also connect with your students is following up on those students that you have noticed they haven't been in group lately. Maybe they've just been absent for a few weeks. You see, we never know what's going on in our students' lives, and so it's really important that you reach out to those students and be like, hey, we miss you, where have you been, what's been going on? Because something big could have happened in their life and they just haven't been able to make it to group. Another great way, we have a great resource that our team put together called Staying Connected with Your Group. And this is just a long list of ideas that you can connect with your group outside of our church walls, that you can hang out together doing something fun, or you can serve together. These are great opportunities to connect, to get to know each other in a more casual setting. And so we'll link that in this description below. And so you can check out that document as a helpful resource for you. Also, if you're a Wednesday night leader, you can sit with your students in our worship services, modeling worship. You can connect with them in that way that they are watching you worship God. And to conclude this video, I just want to remind you that every student has a story. Every student has a different background. And it's so important that we take time to truly get to know them, because we have a God that loves them and cares for them, cares for every part of their life, and so should we. If we want to point them to God, we have to care and love them as well. And so remember, every student has a story. They have a background, and we need to connect to get to know them. So I want to challenge you this week to think of a way that you can connect with your student. Maybe it's following up with a student that you haven't seen, or maybe it's just taking time before group to get to know them, have a little catch-up conversation. So thanks for watching. We hope that this is encouraging and challenging, and if there's anything that we can ever do for you or pray for you, please let us know.